Hi all, it's Paul and welcome to 30 Days of No Sugar, which I've just completed, and I just want to tell you about it. Some people might be interested in giving up sugar, and there's a bit of a journey and what happens when you give up sugar basically. You know, everybody likes a bit of sugar, or virtually everybody likes a bit of sugar. And there's sugar everywhere. There's sugar hidden in nearly all the food that you eat. That's one challenge I did find, was actually finding food without sugar. It's a lot harder than you think. But why give up sugar? For me personally, I gave it up because I did have some psoriasis, some skin condition, and I had to get a steroid cream, and I wasn't happy with that. I looked for a way of not having to use a cream, and it came down to diet, and sugar was the number one related thing for me personally. So when I gave up sugar last year, my skin totally started to clear up. And then during the summer I was eating ice cream and bits and bobs, and my skin started to flare up again, and I decided, okay, let's give up sugar. We'll map out the 30 days, which I did. I did a short video every day for 30 days, and I feel great. I'm still off the sugar. I'm going to continue off it for another week or so until Christmas kicks in, and then I am going to enjoy myself at Christmas, because you have to live a bit as well. It's not just torturing yourself not to eat certain things all year long, but for me, sugar isn't that hard to give up. At the start it was. When I first tried it, I found it difficult because I was eating a lot of sugar. But since then I've cut back on the sugar a lot, and this time around I found it much easier. Now the first week you are going to get some cravings, and you want to, because if you're eating a lot of it, your body's used to the sugar. So when you give it up, you're going to get a withdrawal symptom. You're going to get the dopamine hits that you get from eating the sugar. They're not going to be there, and you're going to be looking for other foods that you're probably not used to eating. So your moods might be a bit bad the first week, but the cravings do go less and less as you go on, and you get used to eating other foods. And that's one of the challenges I found, was getting used to other foods that you wouldn't normally eat, like nuts, for instance. I never ate nuts, and then when I gave up sugar, I wasn't eating sweets or treats at night, and I'd have some nuts instead. And now I love the nuts, and you wouldn't eat near as many nuts as you would a bowl of sweets. So that's a change there, that you can eat one thing and you still won't consume too much of it, because it's the overconsumption of sugar that gives your health. You need to look after yourself. Especially, I'm 50 now, and as I'm getting older, it's so much easier to put on weight and so much harder to get rid of the weight. So you need to be aware of what you're eating. That's the number one thing. Be aware of how much sugar you're consuming, and when you give up sugar, your body pays you back. You start to feel so much better, and I do. I've lost a bit of weight. I've more energy, and the little aches and pains in the body are going away. My eyes are clear, my sleep is good. I just go to bed at night and I sleep right through. I get up, I go to work, I come back, I have energy for the rest of the day, and I don't need any power naps or any sit downs during the day. It's great. And before I did, but now I don't. So sugar is the key. Give that up and you're going to get more energy. Your sleep's going to improve. You're just going to feel better. The inflammation's got to go down. You might have had that pain in your knee or something. You really will start to see that go away, but it's not instant. It takes a few weeks for that to kick in, but the weight gain, or the weight loss should I say, is going to happen very quick. If you just cut out the sugar, you'll be surprised how much weight you're going to lose. There's hidden sugars in so many foods. Like my background, I've been working in the food industry for 35 years, and I know it well. And I know the food production side of things and how they sneak sugar into food. And it's not just sugar, it's other additives and preservatives, etc. But sugar is one of the number one ingredients used across the world. Sugar and salt are probably the two biggest ingredients used around the world. And sugar is everywhere. It's hidden in so many foods, so many drinks, and you wouldn't be aware. Even the healthy snacks and all, you think you're buying these protein bars and protein drinks. Yeah, they may be low fat, but they're not low sugar. And people make that mistake. They think a low fat has been low in sugar. It's not the case. They're two totally different things. And you really need to be aware of the sugars that they're putting in to make things taste good, to make you come back and buy more of them. And when sugar is diluted, there's so much more of it that you can consume without being aware of it, especially in colas And these energy drinks, some of them energy drinks have massive amounts of sugar in them, and so do all the fizzy drinks. And you can, one can of that and you're already over your daily limit, you know. And some people are consuming a couple of cans of these every day, so that will really overdo the amount of sugar that your body needs and what your body can process. And what your body doesn't need is going to store as fat, but you can overload your organs and you can do your health a lot of damage by having too much sugar in your system. And that affects so many different parts of your body: your blood pressure, your heart, your eyes, your brain, your gut, the inflammation in your body. There's a huge amount of changes. Your skin, you can really notice your skin change as well when you give up the sugar. At least cut down the sugar. You know, giving up the sugar can be hard, but cutting down is a lot easier. But I want you to try and just give it up. In the new year, say, okay, I'll do it again, because Christmas is coming. You need to enjoy yourself a bit, but that's where you need to be aware of the hidden sugars, because there's sugar in nearly everything at Christmas. All these seasonal treats have sugar in them. Christmas cakes, puddings, mince pies, all these drinks. There's just so much food with sugar. Even the ham has a sugar glaze on it, you know. So you just take care of how much sugar you're eating and don't overdo it. A little bit of Christmas is grand, and then look in the new year at cutting some more out. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to totally say, oh no, I'm not giving up sugar forever. You need to eat a little bit of sugar every now and again, you know, and occasions is a good time to do that. You're going to be with family and friends. You want to enjoy yourself. You don't want to be sitting there going, oh no, I don't want that, I don't want that. Just enjoy yourself and then get back onto it, you know, because giving up the sugar takes commitment and it takes discipline. It's not easy to do. You have to do it for yourself. You have to focus on yourself and say, okay, the tough days, say, well, I'm doing this for me. I'm going to benefit from it. It's not really for anyone else. It's my body, it's my health. And when you give up the sugar, you will notice benefits, okay? But you need to take it week on week. What I do is I write out a goal. That's why I did 30 days. So originally I said, okay, I'm going to do 30 days, and then I will stick to that and I will not break it. And you should do that as well, because if 30 days seems too hard, do 2 weeks to start with. And then when you hit the 2 weeks, put on another 2 weeks, because you'll be getting used to it then. It's a lifestyle change. There's a lot to change. It's not just giving up the food. It's finding other foods that you like. It's changing those bad habits that you might be sitting down eating snacks in front of the television at night time, and you want to try and change those routines to a better routine. Healthy eating routine. Don't eat too late at night. Give your body rest at night time. And when you're eating loads of food late at night, your metabolism has to work then while you're going to bed and you're sleeping. You're going to have extra blood sugar in your system overnight. But you want to get cleared out your system, so don't eat too late. At least 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed, stop eating, and you're going to get better sleeps through that. And then when you wake up in the morning, try not to overdo the sugary stuff in the morning, because breakfast has a huge amount of sugars involved. You have juices, you have jams, you have condiments, you have yogurts that usually have a lot of sugar, you have yogurt shots. All of these have sugars in them, and you can overdo your whole day's worth of sugar in just breakfast alone. And that's without the nice croissants or the Danish pastries. And then some people go to work, and then there's more food in work that they're eating that's sugary, and then they come home and there's another bit, and they think they're only eating small amounts, but it all adds up very quickly. And then all of a sudden you're way over your daily limit, and then your weekly limit, and then you're consuming just way too much sugar. Your body then has to deal with all this, and your blood sugar is going to be way too high. That can lead to diabetes, and nobody wants diabetes. Diabetes is too much blood sugar. Your blood sugar, your insulin levels, your pancreas has to release insulin to help with the blood sugars, and you can overload those systems very quickly. And as you get older, diabetes, a lot of people get diabetes, and then they really have to watch what they're eating, or they have to go on medication. And I'm lucky, I was at an eye test there recently, and just because of the type of test I got, the doctor was able to tell me that I don't have diabetes, I don't have high blood pressure, just by looking at the veins in my eyes, and that was good news. But I'm aware of what I'm eating, and that's all it comes down to. Being aware of what you're eating, making sure that you want to do it for yourself, be disciplined for yourself. You're the one who gets the rewards. No one else gets the rewards, just you. You do have to put in the work. It is hard at times, but it does get easier. And you have to enjoy yourself from time to time, indulge a little bit. Don't kill yourself, because some people think that they get guilty to eat a bit of sugar and they go, oh no, what have I done? Then they have guilt trips. They put pressure on themselves that way. So just forget about that. If you eat a bit of sugar, just say, okay, tomorrow I'll start again. Okay? Don't beat yourself up. Don't be hard on yourself. And another thing I don't agree with is weighing yourself every week. I think that's a crazy idea. I think you have a weighing scales, you stand on it. Oh, I'm 3 pounds down this week. Next week you're only 2 pounds down, and you start beating yourself up going, well, what have I done different? This isn't fair. And you come up with all these mad, crazy ideas of why your weight isn't going up and down. And that can lead to eating disorders, I think. A lot of this balancing on scales every single week. I'd say if you want to do it, weigh yourself once per month. The last day of every month, take out the scales, weigh yourself, and see how you've averaged out over the whole month. And then you'll just be at peace. You'll know you've come down in weight. You're going to see it in yourself, but you don't need to be beating yourself up every week, calorie counting, ounce counting, gram counting, all this crazy stuff. You just need to eat smart, cut out the crap food, the sugary food, the processed foods. They're the ones that you need to get rid of. Eat healthy, eat good meats, good fish, good vegetables, good fruits, a bit of carbs. Don't overdo the carbs because they get turned into sugars, and that's where you can overload very easily. You're eating loads of carbs, eating extra sugars, and your body has all this sugar to process. So it's just about being aware of what's there. And that's what I do. I just be aware. But you have to get on with things. So during the day, I start work very early. So I'm in work at 5 a.m. and I usually don't have breakfast or lunch till 9:30 or 10 a.m. And then when I come home from work, I will eat something later on, probably about 6, and then I don't eat later on. But that's just the regime I have. I eat well when I do eat, and then I just take a break. I try not to be nibbling or snacking throughout the day. And when you give up sugar, actually that's a lot easier because there's not that much stuff without sugar. To try and find food without sugar, you're looking at all the fresh, nice, wholesome foods. And people actually think that it's more expensive, it's going to cost you more, but it's not, because you're cutting out all the junk foods and all the crap foods that you're eating, and they're not going to give you as much energy and nutrients and minerals as the wholesome foods are. And when you're eating the wholesome foods, you're going to feel fuller and you're going to feel better. You're going to feel less hungry because your blood sugars are going to be stable. So you won't be spending as much money on the food. That's a preconception I think people get wrong, that going healthy is going to cost you so much more. But it's not. It's the junk food that actually costs more money in the longer run. But once again, it comes back to personal choices. That's just a few things I've done. Make sure there's no food in the house. Do it for yourself. Be aware of the labels. Start reading labels in the shops. Come up with good alternatives. If you're used to picking out a few things, buy a few nuts. Have them in your house instead, just so you have something to nibble on, but it's not going to be a real sugary treat. And that's my journey. I just done the 30 days. I'm happy with myself. I did have 1 or 2 challenging days, but I didn't have food in the house, so I didn't eat those days, which was grand. I'm still going to go for another week, then I'm going to really enjoy my Christmas. And then in the new year, I will cut out the sugar again, and I will be doing some more videos in the new year. So if you've joined me or you like what I do, please like and subscribe, and I will continue doing videos on these sort of subjects, and I will plot my own journey, and I will show you, and everything I do is honest. I've done it myself, I've lived through it, and this is just my opinion on what I see and the way things work for me. As I said, I've been in the food industry for 35 years, and I understand the way they hide things in foods, the way they put things into foods, the way they process foods, the way they sell you the foods, and even the commercials, the marketing, all the plots that they use to get you to buy these foods. So the number one thing, be aware of what you're eating, do it for yourself, look after yourself, and it's your body, your health is your wealth. Thank you.